Hi, today I will be showing you how to make an Adopt Me vest. First thing you need to do is clear off your workspace. I would work at either your desk or kitchen table, making sure you have enough space for your supplies. For this project, you will need 1 yard of cotton fabric. The fabric that I am using is a pre-packaged bundle from Walmart that contains 1 yard of pre-cut cotton fabric. You should only need one of these for your vest. Next, you will need some thread. Make sure this thread is the same color or close to the same color as your fabric so that it blends in well. You will also need some Velcro as well. I would suggest buying long strips of Velcro so that you can cut out squares big enough for your vest. You will also need some non-toxic fabric paint. Make sure to do your research, and if in the description it does not say animal safe or non-toxic, don't buy it. You will also need some fabric scissors, an iron, and a paintbrush. Now here's where you have some choice. You can either choose to hand sew your vest or you could use a sewing machine. I would use a sewing machine if you know how, but if you don't, hand sewing is acceptable too. The last thing that you will need is your pattern and some pins. With your pattern, you can make sizes extra small, small, medium, extra large, and extra large. I would suggest making vests size large and up because little dogs tend to be adopted quickly because they are cute and tiny. Bigger dogs have a harder time getting adopted because they are not puppy-sized. I will have the patterns linked in the description box below. The first thing that you need to do is print your pattern, then tape it together like so. Next, get out your fabric. The first thing that you will do is fold your fabric in half, only enough to encompass your pattern. Then pin your pattern to the fabric. Do this to one side of the fabric so that you have enough later. Repeat this step on the other side of the fabric. Next, lay the two cutouts on top of each other, making sure that you have them as lined up as possible. Then pin them together. Now you can start sewing. Sew about 1/2 inch away from the edge of the fabric. Make sure to leave a part of the fabric open for the next step, maybe 3 to 4 inches unsewn. Now, using that space that you didn't sew, flip your vest inside out. This covers up your stitches, making your final product look professional. After doing that, sew up the gap that you left. It will look a bit messy, but I can promise you the dogs won't mind. Now you might notice that now that your vest is inside out, the edges don't lay flat, and it looks a bit funky. No worries. Use your iron to flatten the fabric out, pulling at the edges to flatten so that the fabric doesn't overlap on the sides. After that, let your vest sit for a moment so that it cools. Then get out your fabric paint and paintbrush. I like to freehand this part because I feel that it adds a homemade feel to it. All that you have to do is write the words "Adopt Me" on the vest. There are other ways of doing this part if you don't want to freehand it, such as buying stencils or making your own. I will make sure to put a link to the videos that demonstrate these ways in the description box below. After you let the paint dry, it is time for your final step. Sew on the Velcro. If you are using a sewing machine, I would recommend using setting 5, which is basically a zigzag movement. If your machine has a different setting system than mine, use the setting that is closest to this on your machine. If you hand sew this, do a zigzag movement with your stitches and I would go over it twice completely to make sure it stays. Now your Adopt Me vest is ready to be used by your puppies that you need homes for, or donated to your local animal shelter. Thank you for watching and hope you enjoyed.